Good morning, welcome to Fonte Pipa again. Well, today we're going to attempt to move some bees that have moved into some old beehives that we inherited with the farm. And they've been in this shed now for about 5 years, and unfortunately we've never managed to catch a wild bee swarm here. And I don't know if you can see, but the roof's smashed in. That's because of when we had the fire here at the farm last year. When the planes come over and drop the water, they're dropping 20 tonnes of water and it smashed our roof in. Thanks for putting the farm out, but they broke the roof. It's allowed the bees to find our hives, so a negative's turned into a pretty good positive for us. So we're going to go and have a quick look. I've got honeycomb inside those 2 top boxes. I don't know if you can see them yet, but you will in a second. There's 2 top boxes. We're going to attempt to take them up, cut the combs, put the combs in some frames, and then put them in some new hives that we've got inside here. We're going to leave the hives inside here today so we don't disturb where the bees know where they live. Then tonight, when everybody's at home, we're going to close the beehive, and then we're going to move it to the other side of this building, inside their direct line, and we'll keep the bees outside, and then I can come in here and I can clean up the rest of our hives, and we're going to get them out on the farm. So before we do that, because of the coronavirus, I didn't want to go to the city and buy a smoker. One, I don't want to go and catch the coronavirus, but 2, this has saved me 25 quid in buying it, and a trip that takes me about an hour. So this is made from a coffee pot, as you can clearly see. Some old leather sofa, some wood, a bit of steel piping on the end, and it, well, as you can see, it puffs the old ashes out quite well. So we're going to light this now and get ready. And obviously, living on a Portuguese farm, we've got tons of pine needles on the ground, which is perfect for a bee smoker. I don't like seeing these guys on YouTube. I'm not quite sure because I haven't looked at the pellets that they're using, but they're recommending to use log burner pellets. Don't like the sound of that. Most of those log burner pellets are full of nasty chemicals. And you're not meant to breathe it in, so spraying it at some poor delicate little bee doesn't seem like a wise idea to me. Anyway, let's get this going. I had a look the other day and they seem fairly calm bees, but I'm an inexperienced beekeeper. And I don't want to get stung. And some people mentioned the other day in a little video that I put up that I looked a bit nervous. I was a bit nervous. I wasn't sure if these were actually bees or if they're the dreaded Asiatic wasp. And we found an Asiatic wasp in a shed I've got down there where I do woodwork. The nest was only that big, but it had a big Asiatic wasp going in it, and I've managed to kill it. But last year we had them in our chimney of our house, and they were coming inside the house, which is quite scary. And I'm a bit nervous of them because 1 or 2 stings from them and you're no longer here. So the side of caution, I think, is always the better one. So let's fill this up a bit more and get on with it. And if you like the video and you want to see more things of our life here on the farm, please like and subscribe. It'll be down here somewhere on the screen. My daughter's with me. Come on, Molly, come and say hello to everybody. Oh. She's been camera lady and assistant today. Oh, I don't know if they'll see you down there. Well, yeah, and that's the other thing. These stairs are really rotten, so come up a bit and just say hello. Hello. Because it's not all about me, is it?
Hello.
This is my daughter Molly.
Hi.
Right, come on then. Let's get on with this because I'm sure we're both keen. Molly's very keen to see inside because I had a look the other night, and bless her, she hasn't had a chance. So I think my bee puffer works quite well. 20 minutes work. I just want to make sure that's going, because the last thing I want is this going out on me when I need it. Right, let's give this a bit of a get it going. Hopefully you'll still see me through all the smoke. Right, I've got 2 swarms. We've got One in this white box here, which is relatively active. I've seen and I've looked inside this one, there's comb in there and there's bees in there, but they're not very active. So I'm going to pick on this one first. I'm going to turn it upside down on here, cut the comb, put the comb in some frames which I've got ready here, which is in fact has dropped from when I set it all up last night. But we're probably going to take some of this out anyway and replace it with their actual comb. So I've got some tools over here which I'm going to need. Instead of using elastic bands, a lot of the people recommend using elastic bands for securing the comb on there, and that the bees will chew through it and then spit it out. This has been used for centuries to tie them on, so this is what's getting used because it's the most organic and the most kind way that I can do it. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I suggest you all do. Okay, this is my first time properly in this box. Molly's going to try and use the second camera to take some pictures over my shoulder. We just want to let them know we're here and that we're going to disturb them. I'm going to put some smoke on my hands. And this one's got them in, and this is going to be the first one that we move today. So, let's have a look. There we go. I'm going to cut the guards bumping me at the moment. What have we got? We've got 3 combs there. We're going to be very careful when we turn this upside down it doesn't snap off, so we're going to turn it like that. Well, there's capping going on. Don't know if Molly can come in and get it in the sun a little bit. You don't want to go banging them around.
On that, so you can see it cut on the bottom of the phone and stuff. Because I'm getting a little bit of sun.
They're getting a little bit buggy on me now.
Down there if you'd like to stand as well, please. And you have to put this in the correct way up. You can't put that in upside down, or they're not going to like it. And then what we're going to do is tie this up without squashing any lovely little bees in the process. Easier said than done with 2 layers of gloves on, but we'll get there. take this other one. Very careful not to squash anybody because we haven't seen a queen yet. And I'm keeping my eye out for her, but I don't know enough about bees at the moment to know whether we should have one in here at this early stage, because I'm assuming this is a swarm that has abandoned its old hive. In a few days these girls will stitch all this together. Bit of damage there, but I can't help that. We've got a bit of aperture there. I can see why the guys use the elastic bands though. It's so much easier to use. Right, are we going to get that in? I don't think we're going to fit that in the next one, you know. Don't think she's going to fit. Hope that they stay. That one doesn't look so good. I'm going to put another piece around that one. The last thing I want to do with my inexperience is damage these beautiful ladies. And in about 3 days I can come and take this off because they will have re-glued their comb to our frame. This is extremely difficult with gloves on. I tried to find latex gloves yesterday, but I haven't got any left, otherwise I would have just used latex gloves. But we'll struggle through with these. No, I know you're not happy, I know that, but you will be. Molly going to follow me over here. Not too close, darling, because I don't want them to go for you. Then let's get this last comb on, so we need another frame. That's a good sitting frame. I think it was one of these other ones that was dropping, wasn't it? That one's dropped because it hasn't got the groove in the top, so we'll take that one out. These have got to be 20 years old, these things, and they're not bad. I mean, look at the amount that we've got. There's hundreds of them here. We'll put this over these little ladies because hopefully they might pick this up now. Okay. Yeah, as I said, I can't see an obvious queen. And I've been reading up and I know what they look like and I know what I should be looking for, but I can't see one. Alright, Mom?
I'm just shocked at how actually calm they are.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I thought they'd be a lot more trying to attack, but they're not.
It's incredible.
I've had one bee up on my face and that's it.
Yeah. Well, there we go. That's them in there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put this right next to the other one. I think I'll put it that side because it doesn't seem to have as much raffeta in the way. I'm going to close them up. And we've got a new frame either side, to that side, so we'll keep them. We'll take those out. Stand back a bit more. Right, now what I'm going to try and do is take this box off and replace that on there so they come home to this tonight. I've just realised that landing board is secured to the side, so we're going to pick these beautiful ladies up. That's them off of there. Okay, go on, off you go, because they're getting a little bit, I don't want them to come and get you. Right. So this is eventually going to be our new top landing board outside. When they say you can move it a few feet, so let's move it a few feet, otherwise I'm going to not give myself enough room to deal with the biggest and most active hive we got, which is the next one. So get rid of this. We've got so much clearing up to do in here because where the plane smashed the roof in. Oh, I nearly went through that floor again there. Right, and this is Molly's artwork on here, making them look pretty. We're obviously going to paint more pictures on them a bit later. Have those scissors. And cut off the rest of this taffeta that's not required, or whatever it's called, grass. Well, that wasn't so nice, was it? There's some rubbish in there that's a bit of cement. Yeah, they're finding their way in now. And what we're going to do with this one, so we're going to close them on with this without squishing any bees. Come on ladies, you're all being ever so good, considering I'm not an experienced beekeeper. Right. Just because this colony is weak, it doesn't seem to have been creating a lot. I mean, I think they've been here several weeks. There doesn't seem to be a queen, or there's not a lot of drone material going on, so we're going to give them some sugar water, which hopefully is going to stop dripping. There we go. Hopefully they will come in and enjoy that, and we're going to put another box on the top. Try and get a super if we've got one, which will probably be tall enough, but we haven't. So just to keep other things out that are going to want to come and steal from these ladies. This is not for them to live in, this is just literally to keep out any other predators that are going to want to come and steal from them. So I'm just going to put a little bit of sugar water on the edge of that cardboard in there to encourage them to come up and find it, because they'll find it. Right, so that just requires the lid. Okie dokie. They look a bit angry and unhappy, but they're all going back in. You get them going in, Molly, shall I do it? Oh.